World YouTube. I got this comment and they thought they told me the story, but they didn't. But very interesting being at Walden Pond. And of course, once I throw up my video there that it's open and doing a little history of it and looking up some stuff after this comment, well, leads me into all my stuff that I have been researching of what is beneath us. And someone has asked me to do a go figure Loch Ness Monster. And I believe that this all connects to stuff that I've looked up and got into. But also, what really got me is the Walden backwoods so haunted. And you'll wonder why in a moment. But also stuff that I've been researching on, just like Mirror Lake. I have it up on video. Then when I started searching into that, natives lived around that area. Knew of a mountain that collapsed and went down. And then Mirror Lake supposedly has no depth of water and how deep it goes. Now, of course, here we go, comment. I told you a story, I think, which they didn't, but I'm glad they did. The body at the bottom of Walden, about in 1948 or so, my uncle dived in and, dove right into the dead body. Walden backwoods, so haunted. And I went and checked up in drownings in 1948. They must have got the dates messed up, but I did found that there was 1, 2, maybe 4, including this one that would make it 5. But I think one maybe would have been the same guy in a second, article. But I'm going to say 4 or 5 tops that are in articles that have drowned in the lake, mind you. So we're going to boom, Walden Pond. Now, over here is the parking lot where I parked. And in this mixed of this area right here, you see this area right here is the where the new replica house is, which originally the house, as you can see, is in the woods. And Thorio, I don't even know how to say that. I'm going to call him Thorio Cove. Right here. A man drowned. And they said in this area is about 12 to 35, I don't know, one of them was 35 feet deep, 12 feet deep in the cove or something. And then I guess someone went unconscious and died later from the area, but it's like, ooh, what's making these? And these were unexplained drownings. They never found out why they died. I didn't even see any articles or, autopsies on why they drowned. All it says is still under investigation. If there's any more, nothing came up. And I didn't look nothing up, but and the other guy, I forgot where he was, but they were in remote areas that they're not supposed to be in. And I can see why, when you do swim here, they got it all roped off right around the beach there, as you can see down here. And you're not allowed to go out there. Obviously, they know something, and the drownings is probably one of them. Whatever happened. So this led me to look up the history on Walden Pond. And like I was just mentioning about Mirror Lake, mountain crumbling. Well, guess what? The legend of this area, bear with me a moment. As I was saying, the legend of this area is that there was an Indian tribe that lived throughout the area. And on top of this mountain that has existed, literally crumbled while they were doing a powwow dance. And there was only but one survivor. And I think the story said it was Walden, and it was a squaw. Meaning squaw, if no one knows what squaw is, that is a wife of a Native American chief, a warrior, or just a wife in general. But I guess she survived. Like I said, in legend, but reading about Mara Lake, I do believe this strongly. And what they had thought of it being was an ice glacier that came down. Oh, mind you, ice glacier. Let me say this before I go on with the story. Now, they say that the new global warming, and I like to put this in every time I hear about ice glaciers and melting. But today, with the global warming and everything that's melting up in North Antarctica, ice glaciers, all the polar bear population is going to die because of ice glaciers falling apart, sinking, or whatever it may be. Well, folks, this used to be supposedly an ice glacier, which I might be thinking was a damn mountain. But because they mention it, and it did happen, hundred thousands of years ago, where was global warming then? And all the stuff around us in this modern day world that's killing and melting the ice. And the glacier that melted and brought down the big boulder to the center of Fitchburg, mind you. Where was all the chimney stacks, coal, and, gases and stuff that the world did not have back then? Where was all this to melt the glaciers? I would like someone to argue the point on that. Because I'm getting sick of this global warming and the government taking your money and making you go green. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is good to recycle, but it's not ruining our environment. The environment does its own natural causes. Get it? But anyways, so as the powwow went, and I do have to pause a moment. Sorry to keep you in the suspense. Be right back after a special announcement. My hair is going bald. So anyways, like I was saying, disregard the bald spot. Oh boy. As far as I ain't bald yet, because I've ripped my hair out of my head a couple of days ago. People driving me crazy. But anyways, just the known fact that another so-called hill or mountain just crumbled. And who knows what the depths are in this water now. But it all leads to what is beneath us. And I believe there's something more under us than just, bodies of water, or I think there's tunnels. Damn, if there is sea serpents that go through, and just like the Loch Ness Monster, which I got something I wasn't going to do, but due to the fact that I was asked to do this, now I'm going to do it. And there was an article that I saved from, like 15, 16 years ago. And I stuffed it in I had actually 2 articles. But for some apparent reason, I've somehow lost my frickin' Marilyn Monroe article. And I wanted that proof in writing. So, but I can't even find it. And that really pisses me off, because that case right there, let alone, and the 2 black agents, dark suit agents that came in that night and told the EMTs to leave because they had Marilyn Monroe's life saved. It really bothers me that I lost that article. But the other article I still have for some apparent reason. Go figure. But it is an awesome thing to bring out now. Because I was asked, to do something. So, therefore, anything with crumbling mountains And stuff like this happening either leads me to two things. Yeah, one, there's a friggin' underground water tunnel leading these big creatures that once existed. I mean, if there are still sightings out there as a Loch Ness, I gotta look into that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because of the depth of the water. And when there's no depth, well then there you go. That's how them big ass creatures can survive. But honestly, I do think if there hasn't been no sightings, and the ones that have been reported, in my thoughts and theories is that, yeah, there was something that lasted, through the time and just ended up dying out eventually. But, you know, I haven't looked up on that for a long time, and don't get me wrong, I believe it. Because if they were dating back in the Native American era of the Indians seeing these things in Littleton, Mass, serpents coming out of the water, I don't care what anybody says, it's true. Something is true. And with these mountains crumbling down like they did back in the day, there you go. Either them creatures were moving and making more, holdings for themselves, or the UFOs. And that's maybe how the creatures got here, as I think. Because them underground tunnels and the explosions, the vibrations, and everything underneath us that have gone on, say so through the Native American time also, would be the damn thing drilling down there, in my eyes. So, I don't know, people. You can take it as you will. And this guy, I guess, wrote about that, too, about, I think, the legend of this or something, but it does make me wonder, though, what caused them deaths of these four gentlemen. Could have been, they saw something and straight up had a heart attack, or something maybe did kill them and therefore put them in an early grave but left the body somehow. Or maybe aliens zapped them and electrocuted them. You never know. Till the next video, be safe, take care, something to think about. Out.